little bit.
Let's see what's on TV here.
And what, I guess what
ABC here in St.
20
Louis.
years ago. Obviously, as a kid, was it something you were?
Let's go to live on the grid.
Wow, what if I could build?
What does it show here?
Your dad in it? How does this get started?
I just like taking things apart and seeing how they work. This is some of my works, and it's kind of fun when you can, somebody's asking you like how something works. Like we were talking about your deck earlier, and in my brain, I can see everything that's going on with what you had going on.
There it is.
Kind of like an exploded view, and know from the past experience of what I've done of how to actually manage that or fix that or what needs to be addressed to solve that problem. So, I mean, one of the biggest things is solving problems, and if you're good at solving problems, you can do a lot in this world. So,
very well said there. I will. Some people, Cowboy, why are you talking about your own stuff again? Because I don't know what else to share other than what I've been through. Okay, but I remember my boss told me I did not get a promotion to be a designer. I wanted to design the email systems, the infrastructure, the inside workings of the email communication systems at the largest brewing company in the world. He said, Carter, I didn't want to tell you this at the time, but I run into him, we talk. He's like, you were too darn good at fixing problems. The designers didn't know how to fix that. They knew how to set it up and in theory the way it should work. And then when it came down to it, when it got implemented, it didn't work the way they planned, and you would always make it work, and that's what we needed you for. So people get to, and my point there is how often the homeowner has no idea what's going on. They just see water on the floor or something like that, or a drip in the ceiling, and they're like, is there like a little pinhole that just let a few drops through? That's what happened, right? It's going to be a simple thing, right? Not the case.
Sometimes. Again, so the biggest thing that I could probably offer somebody in this industry is education on what they actually have going on. Because, a lot of times they don't have a leak, they don't see anything, or they don't even think they even had a storm that hit their house. I hear that almost daily. It's like, oh no, we're fine, nothing. It's really about educating people. The insurance world right now is constantly moving. They're constantly kind of moving the ball around, changing it, and molding it. So if you don't have somebody that's dealing with this daily and knows kind of what's going on, you can just really not be in a good place. So positioning people to put them where I can help them is a key to what I do.
Well, again, back to expertise, right? If you don't have that expertise, then you're going to struggle on this little planet. My dad told me many years ago, you will find something to specialize in and work as hard as you can at that, because that will lead you to a lifestyle where you can make a living, right? And after you and I got talking, man, this gentleman right here is one of the smartest people I've met and understands the whole big picture kind of stuff, which is important, I think, because where is this going? How do these things get done? What's going to be coming up so that you can deal with things? You're kind of planning for the future so you don't have to spend more money going forward with something that you didn't see coming. And that's important because, man, people blow money like, just get it fixed, get it done, put it on there, put a patch on it. All kinds of ways that can affect a business or a homeowner, that a business like yourself should have had the foresight to do that, but too often we get caught up with.
So with the insurance companies kind of moving the ball around, what I'm running into right now is a lot of people's insurance are renewing right now, and they're switching their policy from possibly one that had like a fixed $1,500 deductible. So,
going to that percentage thing? Is that what you're about?
Yep, they're going to the percentage. Well, with everybody's property value going up, if you're at a 1%, deductible, and your house now that you bought for $40,000, 30 years ago or 40 years ago, is now worth $400,000 or $500,000. You got a $5,000 deductible. It might be a $10,000 roof, and you got a $5,000 deductible. You're not really getting too much help from the insurance company. So when I can maybe talk to these people before their policy gets switched over, which I do a lot of kind of that pre, maybe inspection, like, hey, next year your roof is going to be, an extra $5,000 this year if we can find the damage. We had the storms, that's when the people really like you.
Well, and that's what I say. And finding a damage you're not going to find damage that's not there, obviously, so it's not.
No.
But there'll be some people say, oh, we found damage. I know a story. This is crazy. I won't name names. But I know very specific. I'll just give the generics. Is there damage? they looked at me and they go, "There is now." I'm like, "What did this guy do to my roof?" And I don't even know all the details about whatever. And then they had to do an inspection or whatever for this particular situation. And it's like, wow. I mean, I did not choose that roofing company.
No, I wouldn't either. You don't want to have to deal with all this stuff if you don't have to. Unfortunately, it is kind of a hard market where your roof is a product that does wear out over time. So, you put a 30-year roof on somebody's house and, whoever marketed them that 30-year roof basically sells them that it's going to last 30 years, did them a disservice. Really, in our environment with the weather that we got, if you can get 15 years out of a roof, you're lucky. And I've, early on in this career, you would look at roofs and you'd be a little bit more hesitant to call in a claim. You'd be like, I'm not really seeing it or something like that. And then possibly a year later, that same person you might see again and do another inspection on, and the roof is not the same roof it was a year ago. And
obviously, Ryan really knows his stuff. Watch this whole interview on our YouTube channel if you missed it live here on ABC. Get up.